Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into. Since September of 2019, I've been spending £30 a week on sealed products trying to create my own competitive dragon deck from scratch. No trading and no buying individual cards. So far we've spent over £1,000 on packs and achieved a second place regional top, securing an invite to the next European Championship. The ultimate goal is to top one of Yu-Gi-Oh's largest, most competitive events, and this is my journey. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch. Episode 38 of Dumb Scottish Man Speaks Crap While Playing a Children's Card Game. This one pushes the series into an accumulative length of 13 hours. That's longer than the extended trilogy of Lord of the Rings. So for those of you who are new to the channel and attempt to binge the whole series in order to catch up, mad respect. We're also creeping up on the point where half of the series in its entirety is played online. That's 3 months of lockdown so far. We might still have a while yet, and some places are starting to open up, so we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I honestly can't wait to play some physical Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm actually so surprised that we've managed to maintain the series through this time. I thought converting to online would pretty much just kill the interest, but no, you guys are still here, still supporting the channel, and I couldn't appreciate it anymore. On that note, we do of course have a couple of new simps supporting Papa Revs with their hard-earned cash monies. So big shout outs going to Cardfight Vanguard MK, Luke Nicholas, Billy Spence, Josh Cody, Fmi Alexander, and Massive Fred. Your simp bucks are very much appreciated and will of course go towards maintaining the channel and stopping Big Dumb Scottish Man from going homeless. Thank you. If you do want to make your own contribution, then as always, links are in the description. Now, in today's episode, not only are we going to be trying to get the finishing touches for our current build, we're also going to be revisiting the math lab and attempting to bump up our main deck size even more. In the last video I uploaded, which was much more competitive based, I came to the conclusion that we really do need to have hand traps in the main deck, and so to find space to fit them in, we're just going to have to bump up those numbers. Obviously, we're not going to just throw in 3 Karibo and an Upstart for the sake of having 50, we actually have to back up these numbers with the maths. Now that I've said it, I kind of do want to play 3 Karibos and an Upstart, damn it. We'll get more into that in a bit. For now though, we are looking for a Maximus and 2 Reclusia. That's all we need right now. Let's get it. Welcome to the Papa Revs pack opening channel. Today we have £35 to spend, although I only spent £30 and I think even that was overkill. Literally every time I'm done with this product, we end up coming back to it later in the future. And that's the Cybernetic Horizon Special Editions. Now this product did have a issue with the packaging, so some of them are already kind of open. Except this one, a little bit. The glue on these is awful, so they've just naturally opened by themselves. But yeah, the reason I think £30 was a little bit overkill is because we're literally looking for 2 commons and 1 super rare. So we could probably get that just out of 1 special edition box. Yo, did we not even get a... Okay, there it is. Hope Harbinger, very cool. Box number 2. Alright, we got a super agent. Oh well. Box number 3. What are you hiding? A second Hope Harbinger. Okay, bringing us to box number 4. Are we going 2 for 2? Or can we get a 3rd Hope Harbinger? Very nice, very nice. These are kind of like penny stocks right now. They're £3 to £4. They always seem to be going up. I have like 100 of them in a drawer somewhere, except they're warped to crap. They're literally Pringles. So yeah, we have 12 packs of Cybernetic Horizon to open here. We literally need 2 commons and a super. And there is a possibility of getting Secret Boral Sword, which would actually be insane. I would really appreciate popping that bad boy out of a pack, but very unlikely. Although we have been super lucky recently, so you never know. You never know. Let's dive in. Alright, pack number 1 here. We are actually going to get rares again in these core set packs. So we have Crusadia Vanguard, some sweet ass World Legacy artwork, and damn, look at Arboria, looking thick. Yo, put some shoes on the battlefield, my gal. Be getting splinters and all sorts. Yeah, anyway, so we have Bath Salts, Contact Gate. Oh, I thought that was Boral Sword right off the bat. So we have Dragosis and a super rare Hip Hosheningen, and then Serpent Gih, Veer, Heel Ogre, and Bellsprout. Once again, it's been a while, my friend. It's been a while since we've had a Bellsprout on the channel. Alright, second pack. We have Restoration Point Guard. Lots of cyber stuff again in these packs. Beast Magic Attack, Arboria. Downgrade from our super. Dragonity Legion, Luin, and World Legacy Survivor. This was the birth of Adamanticators. We have Regenerator, Mind Meld, and Mommy as well. So many mommies. Alright, pack number 3. I think if we're lucky, we should get one secret rare. Dragonity Legion, Breaking of the World, Shield. We have World Crown and Mirror Force Launcher. So we can add Mirror Force from our deck or graveyard to the hand for the memes. A Reclusia, which is what we're looking for. We need 2 Reclusia and 1 Super Maximus. We have another Veer, another Bellsprout, and Cybernetic Overflow. Very nice. Moving on. What have we got? We have 0 Extra Link, Crusadia Power, we have Hand Cheeseburger Samurai, Goki Ring Trainer, Rimjob, Luin, and Noble Knight Pelennor for the super rare. Toddler of Torment, Turning of the World, and the Purple Sword of Poison. Right, pack, I believe, number 5. Cinque. Another Arboria, Dragonity Cows, Handburger Samurai, Dragonity Legion, Cynet Ritual, and Bramiraj, the Dark Elemental Lord. If BLS was a jellyfish, that is what he would look like. Okay, so another Veer, another Bellsprout, and Boral Regenerator. I swear to God, if we don't get a Maximus, I'm gonna be a little bit sad. So we have another Herulian Shield, we have Mini Boral, Crusadia Power, Kandal, and Pelennor again, Regulex, Leonis, I guess that makes our playset, I believe, Ruin, and Ballista Squad. Now into the second half, no Ultras, no Secrets, and we still need 1 Reclusia and a Maximus. So we have another Revolver, another Arboria. Man, if only there were Reclusias, we keep getting Arborias here. Bath Salt, Cyberse Witch, and Crusadia Revival, the field spell. Hourglass, Link Turret, Poison Sword, and a big snake. Go on. We can't pull all the secrets we need and then struggle for a super. So, Cows, Cupid Volley, Crusadia Power, Vanguard, Dragosis, and Vorticular Drumgon. Dark Dragon Link 3. Doesn't even give you Guard Dragon arrows. Pretty trash. Overflow, Regulex, and this dude. Alright, last 4 packs. Please! Just give me what I'm looking for. Cows, Bath Salts, 0 Extra Link, Kandal, and another Hit Potioning in. Leonis, Congesture, Snake, and Spearman. The final 3. 9 packs so far, all supers. This is not looking good, my dude. We've got Memory, Psychic Ace, Ascension. It is a monster. Stingray. How many Jackalopes do we have? We have so many Danger Jackalopes, man. I'll take it though, I guess. It's really dark actually. But yeah, Danger Jackalope. We did get the Reclusia as well. Okay, very cool. That's what we were looking for. So we just need, we've got another Bellsprout. Just Maximus to go, please. 2 packs, but Danger Jackalope. Okay. Please. It's just a super rare, guys. It's just a super rare. 0 Extra Link, Ring Trainer, Cosmo Brain, Contact Gate, it's a monster, please. Syntabler, yes, boys! Oh, that was really coming down to the wire, man. Who knew you would be so ecstatic to get a fucking super? And Reclusia as well, just, there we go. Ah, man, that was a sick pack. Another Overflow and Goki Tag Team. All right, well, it doesn't really matter what we get in this one. Unless it's a secret Boral Sword, I guess we'll stick 3 to the front. We have a Link Turret. Terrifying Toddler of Torment, Link Devotee, it's like the manufacturer line of Firewall's necklace or headband or whatever, Psychic Ace, Crusadia Power, World Legacy Memory, Goki Ring Trainer, Paladin of Storm Dragon. Can we get a secret rare? No, we cannot. Dragonity Senatus, setting us up for that Dragonity structure deck in the not very near future, but you know, it's coming. So we actually did get what we asked for. We have the Maximus and the 2 Reclusia and also an Ultra Jackalope to add to the binder. We have like 6 Jackalopes now, but not complaining. Now we can go update our list, thankfully. Right, so here we have our current build of the deck. The first thing we're going to do is add in our new cards from today, so the 2 Reclusia and 1 Maximus going in place of the Ranryu and the 2 Leonis that were being used as placeholders. Bing, bing, bong. Dude, that was just like a tiny little change, but the deck looks so much better already. Damn, just look at it, man. Now for the cards that I think we can cut, and there's not that many, the 2 Called by the Grave and 1 of our Noctovision Dragons. Now, Called by the Grave is a very good card and minimizes the threat of hand traps, but only when you're going first. It does have its uses going second, but I think for the sake of incorporating hand traps into the main deck, we could swap the Called by into the side. As for the second Noctovision, it is an extremely good card, giving you a draw and a body on the field. I would definitely be running at least 2 or 3 in a more Rokket or Chaos heavy build, but because we're sporting the Crusadia engine, our starting plays aren't always giving us access to a Dark Dragon unless we get to play through our combo a little bit without getting interrupted. So it's not a bad card by any stretch of the imagination, but it is probably the most cuttable card right now. Keeping the 1 copy in there is nice if we run into the situation where we see it off Yugioh, or we want to summon it off LP, or we could summon it off Spheres as well. But yeah, cutting those 3 cards brings our deck total down to 43. Now what are we going to put in? Great question. Now, one of the main benefits of our deck is being able to put Reclusia on the board as early as possible. We have 9 cards in our deck that give us access to Reclusia, and so the worry of increasing the deck size would be the fact that it decreases our chance of seeing one of these cards. We can, however, mitigate this by also adding in a 10th card that gives us access to Reclusia. That 10th card is 1-for-1, which can summon Skippy from the deck, but it gets even better. Assuming we don't need to use it for the Skippy, we can also use it to summon Brotaur if we need to, or if we want access to Hulky Fibrax, we can use it to summon Rokket Synchron. So all round, a very good addition to the deck, and a card we're going to need to pick up in the very near future. As for the hand traps, while we can't really go overkill without hurting our chances of opening Reclusia or other combo pieces, I did find out that 50 appeared to be a magic number. Beefing our deck up to this size gives us 7 hand traps in the main deck and over a 50% chance of seeing one in our opening hand. Not only that, but it also reduces our chances of seeing our pseudo garnets, and with us having 6 of those in our deck, that puts our chances of opening at least one at under 50%. This also makes our side gaming much more effective. So the 7 hand traps we now have in the main deck are 3 Impermanence, 3 Nibiru, and our shiny Phantazmay again. It's been so long since we last played him, so I'm happy to have you back, old pal. Now obviously we don't actually have 1-for-1 yet in our collection, so until we do get our hands on it, I have put in another old friend, and that's Starliege Seyfert. Another shiny card we haven't seen in so long, so this really is the reunion of our dragons. As for the side deck, obviously it's had a couple of changes because of everything we've just done, so we have a Pancratops, 3 Veiler, 2 Called by the Grave, we do still need a 3rd, 2 Cyclone, triple Dark Ruler no more, double Twin Twisters, Imperial Order, and a red Reboot. So not gonna lie, I am feeling really confident with the way our deck is going right now. Let's go smash out this kill streak. Alright, so for the first round of the new and improved 50 card build, we're up against J-Puns, and we lose the rock, paper, scissors, of course. Being made to go second in game 1, this is the exact problem that we just sort of molded our deck to fix, and we do in fact see a Nibiru. If we did happen to be up against any sort of combo deck like Dragon Link or Synchro Eldritch, we would be laughing, but as you can see, because I forgot to hide the hand, we're up against Marincess again. So Nibiru is actually quite a good card against Marincess if they open full combo, but with this hand we're looking at here, it doesn't really have full combo. It's more of a blue slug pass with impermanence set, so Nibiru didn't really see its use here. Fortunately for J-Puns, we have a little bit of an awkward hand, so we might not actually be able to capitalize on this, especially when he has an impermanence, although because we do have this safety net of a Nibiru basically preventing him from doing anything too crazy in the next turn, I have no problem just playing into the impermanence and having to end on a lone Skippy. I do proceed to activate Dragon Shrine in the imperm column, but we don't speak about that, okay? I was just on autopilot. I hadn't played in a couple of days. Leave me alone. Anyway, you might have killed 2 birds with 1 stone once or twice in your life. How about 3 mermaids with 1 rock? Can you ever say you've done that, huh? Nibiru completely ends his turn, and as you can see, he has no hand traps or anything for us to worry about, so by normal summoning Arboria and linking into Hulky Fibrax, we gain access to our full guard dragon combo and therefore a Boral Sword OTK. Game 2 I sided quite heavily for going second, and we were, to my surprise, made to go first. Any plays I could make with this hand seemed very resource intensive and would have just been a waste of cards if I ran into any interruption, so with the Imperm and the Veiler I quite happily just passed turn on nothing. He uses his normal summon on Pascalis, which special summons from the hand, so I Imperm here hoping he doesn't have any extenders. Climbs up into Blue Slug, which adds the Pascalis back to hand. I don't need to waste the Veiler here because he doesn't have a second normal summon. Then down comes the Seahorse, where he links into Coral Anemone, and I'm getting ready to Veiler it, but I don't need to because he just attacks and then passes turn after activating the field spell, which is also doing nothing. So we're basically dealing with a 2200 vanilla, and top decking Parallel Exceed makes our combo a little bit more playable. I know he doesn't have access to Imperm, so Skippy's free to go off. He does Ash the second effect of Parallel Exceed, which we used to chain block the Magius. This does change our line of play because initially we would have had Reclusia up and then search for Arboria to make Halki Fibrax, but now instead we have to make Spatha and then go for the Draco into LP play. It's a lot more fragile to interruption, but if the interruption isn't there,
LP equals game.
Round 2, we lose rock, paper, scissors, once again being made to go second, this time against Thunder Dragons. For the second game in a row, we've opened Seyfert and Wyverburster, and this time we even have Collapserpent in hand as well, so really unlucky. Thankfully, I don't think Ake's hand was too incredible because he starts with a Solar Dumping Hawk and then adds it back to hand via Roar, essentially just doing some roundabout plays to make Thunder Dragon Fusion live through Anaconda. It's a real shame to see this deck struggling to make plays with Colossus being banned, but just had to go, man. Just had to go. So Titan is the only thing we have to worry about here, and top decking Maximus really fixes our hand. Titan only has protection from card effect destruction, so Borrelsword very easily just beats over it. However, Titan can quite easily pop the Borrelsword. So I'm just going through a bunch of different plays that nets me all of my searches, but mainly to attempt to bait out the Titan. Turns out he eventually deals with the Titan for me, thanks to a Nibiru. I guess that means he didn't actually have any quick effect Thunder Dragons in hand to activate the Titan. But yeah, this is exactly why I play Link Spider in the extra deck, because now we can just link off the token and continue with our plays and eventually OTK. There is an argument for playing Almirage or Linkuriboh instead of the Link Spider, so that if your Skippy gets impermed at the start of your turn and you have no other extenders, you can continue to play. They're both very good options, and there isn't room to play both, so you just have to sort of guess which situation is more likely to happen. I do feel that Nibiru is much more of an important threat, so having that extra assurance of being able to play through it is definitely more important to me. Anyway, yeah, as you see there, World Legacy Guard Dragon is, of course, one of the best cards in the game, allowing us to continue our plays with the Link Spider and eventually win. Game 2 going second. Once again, we don't actually see any interruption, unfortunately, but we do see Quick Launch. One of the biggest weaknesses of Titan is the fact that it has to chain directly to the quick effect of a Thunder Dragon monster in hand. So given the first opportunity to your opponent to chain to the effect of the Thunder Dragon monster in hand, using like Quick Launch for example, it completely interrupts and shuts down the Titan. But yeah, I think we see a second garbage hand here for the Thunder Dragons, having to rely on a Dragonhawk mulligan effect, and once again just making it to the Titan through Anaconda, except this time we know he has an interruption in hand because he does have the Thunder Dragon Matrix. Risking that with a Blind Allure, which doesn't actually punish him because he sees the Dragon Dark off the top. So essentially the exact same board as last game, except this time we have Shenron instead of Batteryman on the field. Top decking a Veiler for turn is too little too late, although we do pretty much have full combo in our hand and the Quick Launch to interrupt the Titan, so we have nothing to worry about. Reclusia also has quite a nice interaction against Thunder Dragons, basically negating and preventing the Titan from chaining to any of the hand effects. So of course, just after the second Exceed hits the board and before Reclusia can be made, we see the Matrix coming down, and the Quick Launch saves us completely, allowing us to go through our full combo and OTK. Round 3, we have Tim the Train Man on the line, and we actually do finally win a rock, paper, scissors. Our hand is pretty damn tasty, but there's two main lines of play here. I could normal summon Arboria, link into Magius, and then activate Quick Launch to get our combo rolling, but if he has Ash Blossom, then that stops us dead. Instead, I unfortunately have to pitch the Boot Sector launch for Cynet Mining, which doesn't get ashed, so our whole hand is now live, and we can play through a variety of different hand traps in different situations, and we do also get the Reclusia as well. Long story short, Tim has 0 interruptions and we do make it to our full 5-piece board of Spheres, Reclusia, Harbinger, Savage, and the equipped Dragon Buster. Tim starts with an urgent schedule, which we give the old suck, followed up by a set rotation, which I have to negate to prevent Mystic Mine hitting the field, so he sets 2 and passes turn. We already have more than 8,000 damage on the board, so whatever we draw doesn't really matter. We can just negate whatever he flips, and we punch him for game. Game 2, did anyone ask for Deja Vu? Because we are going first once again, and we are met with 0 interruptions. Skippy and Quick Launch of course gets the ball rolling, with Noctovision in there as well for an extra body and a free draw, very good card. However, we don't actually make it to the 5-piece board this time, not because the deck didn't allow me to, but because I'm a complete fucking idiot. In our deck, whenever we use Quick Launch in the early stages, we summon Tracer and then we have to revive it back later with Pisty. Well, when I activated Pisty, I revived Noctovision for no apparent reason, locking me out of the Borrowload Savage. It's really weird because I realize I'm misplaying as I do it, but I'm just sort of playing on autopilot and playing it really quickly instead of thinking. So sometimes even when you are just playing solitaire and you know you have access to full combo, you still have to take a step back and think about what you're doing sometimes. Anyway, it's not that big of a deal because we do of course have the Imperm and the Veiler as well, so we're in a very commanding position. We do also have the extra deck lock, so Tim will still of course struggle to push through this board. He starts with a Mystic Mine, which I of course have to negate with the Harbinger, so he follows that up with a Lightning Storm. I chain the Spheres here to bounce the Harbinger back to the extra deck so we can get it out on the next turn, and he doesn't actually have any follow-up. His full hand was like a bunch of level 10 monsters. So summoning the Absorouter off the second effect of Spheres, he just passes it straight back to us where we top deck a Quick Launch. Now the Omega 5-head play here is to normal summon the Veiler and make Savage out of Veiler and Absorouter, but I totally didn't see that until I Quick Launched for Silverrokket, brought back Spiral, and made everything level 8. No biggie, because like I said, we do get the Harbinger back, punch for 3,000 and negate his top decked Lightning Storm, forcing him to scoop. I'm sorry Tim, you didn't even get to summon a single train this entire match, man. It be like that sometimes, it just be like that. Suck. Alright, once again going in for that clean sheet and the 5 kill streak if we take this final match today. Losing the rock, paper, scissors once again, as always man, I'm just not good at rock, paper, scissors. Give me a dice to roll and then I'm happy. Our hand is actually pretty good. We have the Draco and Arboria, which is the best combination of 2 Crusadias you could have, or if we want to play a more high risk, high reward line, we have the Skippy as well. For the second time today though, we're up against Thunder Dragons. It's been a while since we've played against Thunder Dragons, and then bam, we have 2 in the same episode. Linkaribo Pass, though, is really not what you want to be putting up as a Thunder Dragon player. We haven't seen a single Chain Titan yet, and that's what the deck is all about. Anyway, top decking the Nibiru gives me the confidence to play the Skippy line. If he flips Impermanence, he flips Impermanence, but he doesn't, and we are able to pop off. Very slight misplay there, playing the Draco first. I should have used the Arboria and linked into Halki Fibrax so that I can then summon the Draco to add the Arboria back to hand as a free discard. It doesn't really matter though, we do get the Reclusia on board as well relatively early, and Linkaribo is not going to stop us. Halki Fibrax is allowed to go through, and then LP is also allowed to go through, so his back row is clearly not an impermanence. It does end up being a Called by the Grave, which doesn't get used. I blow it up with Reclusia. From there, with nothing else stopping us, we proceed to get Boral Sword, Harbinger, and Savage on the board, and bite off his head. Game 2 going second, we open a pretty sweet hand. We have Nibiru and Impermanence to stop him, we have Draco and Parallel Exceed to combo off, and then Levianeer just as the cherry on top. He starts off with an Allure of Darkness for Thunder Dragon Roar, which is a very good opening play in Thunder Dragons. Uses the effect of the original Thunder Dragon, adding 2 more copies to his hand. Tribute summons one of them over the Thunder Dragon Dark, allowing him to search for Thunder Dragon Fusion, which is in fact live, putting Titan on the board as the 3rd summon of the turn, plus 2 back row, and it's over to us. With Draco being our only line of play, he can completely stop us with 1 Chain Titan, so we have to Impermit. No. Okay, well, I guess we just go for it. Normal summon Draco. No. 1, 2, 3. Ah, fuck, he's got the game on board already. 4, 5, 6.
77,777,700.
That is a very beefy token, although because Nibiru has to activate in the main phase, it now reverts back to an open game state, allowing him to summon the Chaos Creator, which has a very good effect. You can take 3 banished monsters, special summon one of them, and return 2 of them to the bottom of the deck. Welcome back, Titan, to the field, everybody. Toon Chaos, there you go. Alright, game 3. It all comes down to... What the fuck is this? I swear our deck is not bad, we're just being so unlucky today. Thankfully, we can trigger the Noctovision by normal summoning Dragon Buster and linking into Striker Dragon. This gets us a free draw when we link into our Link 2. So going into Romulus, we get a Search for Dragon Ravine, and we top deck a Maximus. From here, we could probably summon Reclusia and Maximus to the zones of Romulus, and then activate Ravine, dumping Phantazmay to dump Absorouter to then search for Tracer, which we summon off launch, and go into Yugioh, hoping to draw a level 4 or lower dragon to do some guard dragon plays. Instead, I choose to pitch the Reclusia for Ravine, dumping Absorouter to search for Tracer, which puts 3 darks in the graveyard, so I summon Levianeer and rip a card out of his hand. Now I go for the safe and simple play of summoning Maximus and then Tracer through Boot Sector launch, link the Levy and Romulus into spheres, end on a Savage as well with a Phantazmay in hand, because if he had Ash or like Imperm for the Yugioh, it really would have hurt. So I guess it's not a terrible board, but compared to what we can put up, it's really not that scary at all. He starts off with a Thunder Dragon, adding 2 more copies to his hand, and then follows up with an Instant Fusion, which I almost negate, but then I decide not to, expecting a Thousand Eyes Restrict because I want him to link into Linkaribo so I can summon Phantazmay. Instead, he summons Kaminari attack and goes for the alternate summoning condition of Titan, banishing a Thunder Dragon Dark from hand, so he searches for a Thunder Dragon Fusion, which isn't actually live. He moves into the battle phase and attacks over spheres with his Titan, so obviously I activate the effect of spheres, bouncing the Titan back to the extra deck and summoning Galactic Spiral from the deck. Okay, I guess he bricked, but we draw into an Imperm, which isn't that helpful right now. It doesn't help us get game, but because of Instant Fusion, he is on a 2-turn timer, and I don't think his top deck helped either. Right, so we are very lucky to be going 4-0 with some pretty unlucky hands today. Hitting that 5 kill streak as well, you know, I really hope this is the one where we can at least get quite close to the nuke, because I need something to look forward to. Also, we have to have some meta in there as well, so I think in the next episode, we're going to take it to the ranked dueling book ladder and see how we do. So I was hoping for a little bit of a better display for showcasing the upgraded 50 card build. Instead, we were graced by a bunch of shitty hands opening the same one-offs over and over again. But somehow we still went 4-0 to achieve the 5 kill streak, so can't complain, I guess. In the next one, we're going to grab a hold of a copy of 1 for 1, probably start the search for Chaos Space, and finally start working on our ranked dueling book rating. So you can expect to see all that at some point during this week, probably between Thursday and Sunday. We also have the Sacred Beast structure decks coming out this week, so we might do a can you build a deck with around that. Still need to make the updated Dream Mirror video with the implementation of Toon Chaos cards, and I have another huge idea that I really want to see come to fruition. Yeah, lots to look forward to, lots of reasons to subscribe to the channel, of course. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, remember to leave a like on your way out, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
To slow down, fireplace, do you